You know what I'm saying? From Rolling 60. Trying to figure out why still running content. You know, it's Bricc, baby. If they know me as Shitty, you know what I'm saying? That's my name. I'm Little Shitty, not the other Shitty.
Hey,
man.
that's crazy, man. Cause my granddaddy called me that. That's his nickname for me. Shitty dog. He called me Shitty dog. Cause when I was little, man, I used to shit up something, man. I used to ain't give a damn. Fuck that. You know what I mean? I got to go goddamn shit. Fuck all that.
I'm the real
So
shit.
that's crazy. That's what I'm
trying to figure out why still running content on the conversation that got leaked from this and keep on trying to keep on shit up out my boy. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Dead homies. I don't give a fuck about nothing else. 6-0.
The only reason I ain't come outside one of you niggas, cause I was in front of these white niggas. And homies, nigga. Me and the homies would have crashed, nigga.
I'm 6-0, nigga. I don't give a fuck about none of that, nigga. We doing our thing and everybody starts seeing. I start flying like my little homies down there. They start seeing the movement and they just start gaining and gaining and gaining. So that's how MPA really like got our stamp. We like the big homies of Atlanta.
On the 10th,
bro,
next month.
MPA, but that didn't come from you. That is he trying to say like bro, we don't know MPA from you. We know MPA from motherfucking Pee Wee Longway. And he not even from Cali. You know what I mean? You know, he might spend his time down there, but he from Georgia himself. So bro, listen, all these, it is so crazy, right? Because this is the world. As I get older and older, I'm starting to witness, bro. The world it's like it's all about an image, bro. Like, y'all gotta come on, wake up, bro. Like, half of these people not doing and living how they say they is, man. I mean, like, I don't understand. When are we going to realize this and put a hold to this shit? It's like, we find it out and encourage it more. I don't get it, man. I don't.
Month, are you going to your hood, or are you not able to?
I heard
We're talking about, no one ever talked to me crazy. No one ever pressed me. Okay, yes they did. But DW just said, stop talking before you expose the hole in you, right?
Very big, warm skew. Up my bad.
Oh, damn.
She said she has some shit going on.
16 shots.
Damn, what?
Plus plan on never coming back to LA.
Hey yo, squad, what's the drill? Back with another video, man. Your boy Bricc Baby has been through it all and has had his hands in a bit of everything. Hustling, banging, rapping is all he ever really knew, and he stayed true to that. In the midst of the cripped out concoction, he has continuously been in cuffs and behind them walls. He's also been in more feuds than we can count, and the majority of them have been broadcasted online for our entertainment. As one of the most popular co-hosts on the infamous YouTube channel No Jumper, Bricc Baby has spent most of his recent life in front of the camera. We have also been witnessing his ups and downs, potential crash outs, lash outs, and even high-speed chases with the boys in blue. Just who is Bricc Baby? What's the deal with all of his beefs? Is the smoke with ATK and Young and Ace really over? We gonna find out. So without further ado, let's skip the play and get down to business. Bricc Baby's roots lie deep in the concrete jungle of Crenshaw.
All right, so look, I'm right from out of like South Central. So I grew up like on Slauson and Crenshaw, but I also grew up on Adams and like Crenshaw and Adams, Crenshaw and Jefferson. So I'm a product of both, but it's both two cripples. I'm out the 60s.
He came up in a world where many wouldn't last a day. Born in the late 80s, he was the youngest of 6, raised in a low-income neighborhood. There, he was no stranger to the sounds of sirens and the sight of struggle. Now, Brick's mama was famous in LA for having everything you might need. Folks called her the Brick Lady of Los Angeles. And while she laced him up with all of that street wisdom, her career always put a target on her back. In 1995, she had a run-in with the law for running a citywide operation, allegedly. The indictment came after a house raid that left a huge impression on the young Bricc. The lawman had to move in with his other family.
My mom had an indictment for 2 tons, and I think her diamond came out like some shit like that. But my whole family is hustlers. My dad been to the feds. Mom been to the feds.
While his mom was serving time for the charges, Bricc ended up joining LA's gang culture, something that 80% of the city minority youth get involved in. Everybody had to pledge loyalty to a gang, and since Bricc was living in Slauson and Crenshaw area at the time where the Harlem 30 Crips were the dominant force, it was only a matter of time before he developed ties with them. Later on, he joined the Rolling 60 Crips, which started a life of crime that nearly took everything that Bricc had. The thing is, Bricc didn't really come from a family of gangbangers. His fam was all about that hustle life, so Bricc kind of had to slide backwards into a much more chaotic way of life to even get down with that. As a youngster, Bricc was caught with a loaded strap that landed him in juvie for a 6-day stint. He was saved from a longer sentence by his co-defendant taking the charge, but Bricc had a bunch of other juvie stays throughout his teens. He was able to avoid staying behind bars for long because of his grades, and his basketball scholarship to Clark University helped him get some leniency in the court as well. Amidst the hustle that never sleeps, music was Brick's stronghold. Those beats and rhymes were his roadmap out of chaos, the voice when he had none. Hip-hop and rap were more than just a soundtrack. They were his scriptures, his playbooks for dodging life's curveballs. The streets of South LA became his canvas where he got to link up with his cousin Kid Ink. Now when Brick's mom got out of the joint, she decided it was time to get her kid out of LA's gang culture. So she sent him to Atlanta for a fresh start. This is where his style got its edge, learning to rap with the likes of Future and Young Thug.
Did Thug kind of motivate you and Pee Wee to start rapping in a way?
Exactly how it happened.
Really?
You know, we getting high when that Molly came out. When that Molly came out, that's when I became a rapper. When Molly hit the streets, I used to get high and be in the studio and listen to them. Like,
he rolled through the streets as Bricc Baby, sure. But before that, he was known as MPA Shitro or Bricc Baby Shitro. He linked up with Pee Wee Longway while in Atlanta, and them two clicked up and put Crippin' on the map in the ATL.
We doing our thing, and everybody starts seeing us start flying like my little homies down here. They start seeing the movement and they just start gaining and gaining and gaining. So that's how MPA really like got our stamp. We like the big homies of Atlanta. Wow. And I'm from LA.
That's
you know what I'm saying? But like, yeah, man.
During this time, folks like MPA Duke, MPA Wicked, and Young Thug were around and just...
Bro, people want to be a part of something so bad. I see why they be talking about a clown his ass.
Building their talent.
I really started like,
but I don't know. He probably
like
did.
out there, like I was the first one. I ain't gonna say I started it, but you know what I'm saying. Like I was the first one out there banging 60s. Me and Longway, that's my brother-in-law.
Right.
Pee Wee Longway.
That's how you met him.
So we started MPA together. Yeah.
Bricc and Pee Wee put their time and energy behind them and Young Thug first and foremost. A move that would prove that they were visionaries years later.
The only person rapping that we had over there was Thug. It was Thug and Duke. We was managing Thug, Duke, and Wicked at the time, and we was paying like Gun Dude to make the beats and shit. This was like 08.
While all of this was happening, Bricc continued to fall on the wrong side of the law. In 2012, he spent 8 months in county jail, and when he got out, he decided that it was time to get to the straight and narrow. Bricc had been slanging and hustling for years, and that's the sort of thing that can get old fast. He wanted to earn some clean cash for a change, and taking his rap career seriously was the first step. It wasn't until Kid Ink stepped in that his final moniker would take hold. Bricc Baby was born, and he stepped into the game and flipped the script. By the time he got out of jail, the Atlanta rap scene had stepped it up a notch, and all of that talent that was surrounding Bricc years prior would finally get their shot. Rappers like Thugger, Future, the Migos, Rich the Kid, and Jose Guapo all became mixtape superstars, and this put Bricc in a beautiful situation to get into the music game. He had the name, the rep, the connections. Now it was time to get it cracking. He blessed the scene with Son of a Brick Lady, a mixtape that would give him a hell of a foundation. Then came Nasty Dealer, a saga that spun into a sequel, showing the game he wasn't here for a sprint, but a marathon. But back in 2017, things got live for Bricc out in Marina Del Rey, and the law had eyes on his SUV, and when they rolled up, Bricc dipped out quick, leading them all on a wild chase, whipping it through the streets all the way to Culver City before ghosting his whip. He took his chances on foot, ducking into an apartment complex as the boys in blue set up shop outside, bringing the heat with SWAT and K9 sniffing around. But Bricc played it smart, cool, and collected. Came out with his hands up before things could get any more heated. His fam was on the scene too, throwing shade on the law's story. They said Bricc wasn't about that armed robbery life. No way he had a piece on him. They chalked it up to Bricc just being in the same area as some folks that may have grabbed and dashed from a store. The police were deep on this one, locking the block down, saying it was all about keeping the peace and making sure nobody else got caught up in the ruckus. This episode was just one of the many wild moments in his trapped out tapestry of a life. His long affiliation with the Crips and his transition into the rap game created the perfect recipe for a whole mess of beefs, and they've stuck with him all the way up to his No Jumper days. Hate from the Roller 60s Crips always came in the comments telling him to stay away from the hood.
I'm 6'0". Stop talking to me, cuz. I'm the dead homie.
Stop talking to me, cuz.
You are nobody. You are a buster. We don't know nothing. You rap. You rapping podcast.
But according to Bricc, they never have the guts to actually step to him, even though they're asking him to pull up. Then there's Charleston White, popping off on the net, claiming that he dropped a dime on Bricc, saying that he snitched to the feds about Bricc running his mouth on gang biz. White was all about that bounty life, trying to cash in on what he thought was Bricc slipping up and spilling the tea that could have got the feds knocking. Bricc wasn't going to take that line down, and he challenged his alleged snitch to a fight, which Charleston refused on Instagram Live.
You think you finna hit a lick off me, nigga? On pump one right there. Yeah, no. That nigga say, if I turn down the fire, guess what? I'm turning it down.
Bricc Baby gives everybody an unfiltered look into the street life, but it got real when Ink Capone stepped to Bricc and the crew throwing shade. That spot blew up with beef and No Jumper. They were all over it, broadcasting the whole beef while staying clear of the crossfire. Now Adam 22, he saw something in Bricc, a vibe, a realness that No Jumper was all about. Adams always had an ear to the ground, and when he called wind of Brick's buzz, it was a no-brainer. They linked up, and it was like two pieces of a puzzle finding their fit. Bricc had the content, the stories, and the life that the fans craved, while Adam had the influence, the questions, and the means to amplify it all. Together, they were a force, breaking down barriers and setting YouTube on fire. He's been stirring up the whole scene ever since, and not just with his tracks. Bro got a flair for hitting headlines. Remember when he lit up social media with that call out the rapper sliding through LA for the BET Awards?
Stay out the way of hood niggas on 6'0". Some of you niggas, when you see me, you better tuck tail and run, nigga. I ain't gonna lie to you. It's my weekend. It's our weekend. Score weekend, nigga. We gon' call this shit Score ET, nigga. On hood.
Straight up, that move got him cuffed and looking at federal time. His feeds where he flexed on his gang ties, that stuff got the feds tuning in, turning his brags into a whole lot of legal drama. And in 2024, he made waves after a series of beefs with his No Jumper co-stars and even Adam 22 himself. In many of these cases, the beef seemed like they were just about to turn detrimental. Just take his feud with Flacco, for example. Things got so intense at one point that Bricc nearly rushed the guy during the live stream.
Yo. This is too much. He's up. He was gonna get his ass beat up. Hey, Flacco got them hands, bro. Hey, I done seen a couple videos that surface now, bro. Alright.
No. Come on, man. Guys, we're live. Stop. Quit the shit, yo. Come on.
This is some internet shit, bro.
It's a good thing that Sharp was there, because he tossed the mic out the way and stopped Bricc in his tracks. If not for him, Bricc would have done who knows what to Flacco, and everybody would have just sat around and watched it go down. This wasn't the only time that Bricc nearly lost it live on camera either. The pressures of fame can be tough to handle, especially when it's intertwined with the street life.
I'm trying to figure out why still running content on a conversation that got leaked from this and keep on some shit up out my boy. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Dead homie, I don't give a about nothing else. 6'0".
Call it anger issues or anything you like, but in 2024, Bricc is taking his rants to a whole new level. With cries of dead homies, he's taking things personally way more than anybody can count. And as much as he loves Adam, he seems to think that the leader of No Jumper doesn't have his best interests at heart at times. And then there's the incident with Damn Homie where Bricc seemed to make some allegations against her that rubbed her the wrong way. Now, it wasn't as serious as they made it out to be, because Bricc just accused her of being thirsty. But she really took issue with that. And it's easy to see why.
You plus plan on never coming back to LA. on the hood, cause now you making it to where it's like a for show bad. I don't give a damn who you call.
In the very next episode, she called out Bricc for picking on her simply because she's a woman. In her own words, he wouldn't have pulled that stunt with a man. And she also accused Sharp of being in on it with Bricc.
On the 10th, next month, are you going to your hood?
I heard that. I heard that.
Are you not able to? Bricc talking about, no one ever talked to me crazy, no one ever pressed me. Okay, yes they did. But DW just said, stop talking before he exposed the hole in you, right? That's not talking, I'm sorry, but somebody told me, chill before I exposed the hole in you. And I was a man, bro, just go fight him. Even if you lose, you're gonna look like a man at least for once.
Hell, even DW Flame and Bricc had their differences. You gotta understand, Bricc, at times, has been looked at like one of the most divisive members of the No Jumper family. And in DW's case, there was a leaked call where Bricc was apparently dissing Flame. That's obviously the sort of thing that can cause friction. But to DW's credit, he didn't exactly take it personally. They patched things up, but at the same time, it is believed that things aren't all the way patched up.
I wasn't playing.
And I was under a gang of pressure.
You
Like,
knew
not
I
like
wasn't
that.
playing.
No, I know.
But
No, it wasn't even that. I was kind of speaking, which that's not my card, but I was speaking for your card, like, and I wasn't trying to speak for your card the wrong way. I'm saying I could have used the word off branch, a branch off.
Yeah,
because it was a branch
different
off.
branch of trades, or a different branch of trades. We just ain't gangsters.
Bricc stands to learn a thing or two from his friend, but in his defense, he's not always the villain in these stories. Some of the beefs aren't really his fault, and that whole Whack 100 fiasco was a prime example of that. For those that don't know, Whack 100 disrespected Brick's dead relatives, and instead of admitting that he was wrong, he asked Bricc to pull up the next time he was at the studio. Now, they don't really have to share any airtime, cause their streams going on different days, but hey, as far as I know, they all managed to square things up one way or another. And what's an online personality's career without a good old feud with the Asian banger China Mac?
Me and Bricc has never had a personal issue.
I fuck with China Mac.
However,
I like China
when me
Mac.
and Adam started beefing, Bricc wanna go and, you know,
Run his mouth.
he wanna start talking about me in a different light.
Just recently, a feud between him and Mac had hit online, and it seems like things also started to get heated up. Yet at the same time, it doesn't seem like things will be going any further. It'll be talks of fades, and then talks will fade. Just a couple days before finishing this video, Bricc let his mouth get him in trouble again by speaking on ATK and Young and Ace without having any facts.
I'm not even from Florida, so everything I get is from YouTube. Like, and that's why I was telling them little niggas, like, y'all just want to end. Y'all watch No Jumper so much that y'all took this little clip of me just saying, hey, did you see that allegedly? If they ever went to my YouTube page, I call everything across the board. I don't pick no sides. Like, I don't even know Julio. So for me to be mad about him dying, like, niggas die every day, B.
In the heat of the moment, bruh had to try to flex a bit of his street power and try to put a little fly zone and play for Young and Ace and his crew.
We holla? I bet you don't do no shows in Atlanta. Cause I'm the king around that motherfucker. You get what I'm saying? So you won't be doing no shows in Atlanta. You won't be doing no shows in the Carolina. Nothing around here, bro.
In typical Young and Ace fashion, he rose to the occasion of ignorance and ended up performing in the Carolinas anyway with no problems. After that happened, ATK affiliates pressed him on IG Live and Bricc Baby apologized.
Off the rip, I go y'all situation, so I be the bigger man right now, cause we ain't gonna get nowhere. Look, I go y'all situation, it was wrong, right? So you got that. I'ma clear the air. I go something that I didn't know about, right?
When this happened, the next time we heard from Bricc Baby, it was on No Jumper, and Adam 22 had to poke fun at the situation.
Georgia.
Oh, the Carolinas are back on the table.
Yo, speaking of Carolina,
look at you.
I was tuned in last night.
Carolina. We don't
To be
talk
honest,
about
I see how things got mixed up though, but I feel where Bricc was coming from. He was
I've been
reporting the
saying.
information that was out,
I've
and
been
even
saying.
said that it was clickbait. Then ATK folks decided to go ham on bruh, disregarding where he was coming from. Nevertheless, it's seemingly over now, which is dope because the last thing we need is more drama going on. All in all though, Bricc Baby has lived quite a life and has had his hands in a lot of situations that most of y'all wouldn't even know about. The video would have to be 3 hours long for us to fully break down everything. Just know, bruh came a long way, and though it might still seem as though he's fighting some demons, he is still alive and still growing. After all he had been through, what else would you really ask for? His time in No Jumper as of now isn't as strong as it once was due to the fact that his show was dropped off for No Jumper, but he is still on the channel weekly for the most part. One thing I know about bruh is no matter what, he gonna get his hustle on. At this point, all he really gotta do is stay smart, stay alert, and stay real. I'm out, y'all.
You know.
I don't know, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think about dude, bro. But I don't really do. He's like a character to me. I ain't gonna lie, man. I don't know, man. I don't, I ain't trying to discredit nobody or nothing like that, man. But I don't know, man. It seems like make believe to me, bro. I'm just saying, bro. I'm just saying.